real estate investors should always have a lender look at their deals. It will save you time, money, and a lot of pain in case you're wrong. This is Alex BRRRR, and this is the Drive-In, where I give you guys advice, tips, and techniques to scale your business, increase revenue, and increase operations for efficiencies to make sure that you guys stay in business. So why would a borrower absolutely want to have a lender involved? Now, it's not because I'm a lender. I get that. You're like, well, Alex, you want to close loans. Not it, okay? The reason why you should have your deals be looked at by a local asset-based lender is this. That lender has the pulse of that market in their balance sheet. They're currently servicing quite a bit of those loans today. They're seeing the deals come in regularly. They're seeing the appraisals come in regularly. If they've, worth any salt, they have been doing it a long enough time to be like, oh, that area, you need to be aware of this. So you send over your properties to your lender after you've done enough of your own research that says, yeah, I'd buy this. What you don't do is you get an email from a wholesaler and just keep pushing them over to your lender and say, hey, what about this? What about this? Would you actually buy this at these numbers? Do you actually agree or somewhat agree with what's going on? So you can tell your lender, hey, I'd buy this property at $100,000. I think I need to put 40 into it. I think it's going to be worth $250. Okay. So first thing we'll do is we'll comp the property, and since we do this every day, our comparables are going to be really, really close to the actual market. You have to come to the understanding that, yeah, there's appraisals and things like that. The appraisers, they're trying their best to say, yeah, if you did these repairs, it could be worth this if this market stays the same. So getting a lender that says, hey, this is what's going on, like my balance sheet today. For instance, let's say you got a deal going on and that market's trending downward, and the lender has a bunch of paper on their book saying, hey, by the way, you don't want to be at 300. All my people had to sell this at 256. You need to be at 256. It's a way to save yourself the heartache and the stress of investment when you get somebody that has enough education in that market to protect you. When your lender comes back with lower numbers, it's not because the lender wants to kill your deal or lend less, or it's really, that's what's going on. So don't get mad at your lenders for saying, hey, by the way, this is not a 300 house, and this is why. Always get this is why. So don't just take anybody's information at face value. Have them explain it and say, this is why I think your property's not going to be worth this. The way it's positioned on the lot, the exterior, the way that you're renovating it. I don't think you're doing enough work. You're using full ARV finishes. Putting 20 into this thing. If you put 60 into this thing, yeah, you get 300. So get with your lenders to take a look at your deal. And when you do that, make sure you have a good scope of what you think and what you're going to do to be really, really accurate in that initial assessment. So you have a good idea of what you want to do, have an interest of doing this property. Now it's time to get a second pair of eyes. Always get a second look. No matter if you guys are investing in real estate, you're running your own businesses, even if you're working for somebody, there's nothing like going to someone and say, hey, I think this is right. What do you think? And that person may agree or disagree with you, and then you find out why. So utilizing lenders to really get an idea of what's going on before you pull the trigger and put down some of your own money and put down your time and your investment to see, is this going to make you money? I just was on a call with somebody not too long ago, and they told my loan officer, I don't care about that. I just want to do a deal. I just want to do one. And he was projected to lose about 30 grand. And it's like, no, you don't want to do a deal. You want to make money. So get your lenders involved. Have them coach you, because sometimes, no matter your experience level, Sometimes your emotions get the best of you. Sometimes you've put so much work into something, you try to make it work. And you're like, oh, I put all this time, I want to get something. Trust me. Sometimes putting time in and saving yourself a loss is worth the time, okay? Not everything works in how you're buying something or how you're renovating something. And what it allows you to do is have the knowledge now, to have the experience and the data to negotiate better. Don't be afraid of negotiating, okay? Even if you're like, well, I already told them I'd buy it at 100. Tell them this. I just looked at my numbers and you know what? I need to buy this at 86 and this is why. And then you tell them why. And most likely they'll say no and they'll try to get under contract. They probably will. It won't close, and that's when you should look at the other videos on the follow-up game. Okay, sometimes, you know, some of your best properties that you'll buy is, you know, 60, 90, 180 days after your hard no. Okay, so get your lenders involved, get the math right, get the data right, get the comps right, and we'll at least help you, protect you, because if you're making money, we're making money. Hope this helped. If you like this, you know, like, subscribe, comment below. If you think that somebody needs to hear this, give it a share. I'll keep producing as much education for you guys as I can to make sure you guys are safe, secure, and making money all the time. Talk to you later.